Dear students and colleagues all over the world, once again, very warm welcome to Dr. Ahmed YouTube channel. This is an academic channel and has been designed to support the students after the class or even before the class. Today's video is on chapter 18 of the Scarlet Letter novel by Nathaniel Hawthorne. And the theme of today's lecture is that if you push anyone beyond the limits and bring him very close to the wall, that person earns a lot of response in the shape of his resilience and resistance and ultimately gains power. So if a woman like Hester in this chapter is pushed beyond the limits and she spends certain time with it, instead of becoming weak, she becomes stronger. Let us see how it happens. This is the chapter 18 that I'm going to start with. The title of the chapter is A Flood of Sunshine. That what happens when everything is shining at that time, some change possibly may come, or the sunshine also indicates that Hester is going to attain sunshine of her life instead of remaining in the darkness of her life. Let's read the passage which I have selected here to be interpreted with reference to the theme of today. The paragraph says, but Hester Prynne, with the mind of native courage and activity, and for so long a period not merely estranged but outlawed from society, had habituated herself to such latitude of speculation as was altogether foreign to the clergyman. She had wandered without rule or guidance in a moral wilderness as vast, as intricate and shadowy as the untamed forest, amid the gloom of which they were now holding a cloaky that was to decide their fate. Her intellect and heart had their home, as it were, in desert places, where she roamed as freely as the wild Indian in his woods. For years past, she had looked from this strained point of view of human institution and whatever priests or legislators had established, criticizing all with hardly more reverence than the Indian would feel for the clerical band, the judicial robe, the pillory, the gallows, fireside, or the church. So that is the selected text that I wanted to interpret for my students. Here, I must remind that all the previous chapters, or perhaps the adjoining previous chapter should be called, contained the description about the meeting of the priest Demasdale and this woman Hester in the forest. That is why once again the forest is there and the two people are meeting with each other, and Hester is gaining a lot of strength out of that, although she has been living like an outlaw in the estranged land, in the weakness places, in the solitary and lonely places in the border she has been living. But with the passage of time she had gained heart and she had become stronger with the passage of time. The example has been given of the Indian who would feel free to roam about in his own woods because they lent him the power. And the same is the case with the environment in which Hester was living. That environment is gradually lending her a lot of power, because of which she's feeling that she should change her life, especially when she's meeting Demasdale and he's ready to stand by her. The priest may not be inflected or influenced or affected in the same way as she has been, but he's also influenced. But more the thing has been done with Hester, and that is why more the training of Hester has taken place, that instead of remaining a weak woman, she is going to become a very, very strong woman. So that is the kind of start of this chapter. Let us see more about this chapter. Like here, the Scarlet Letter was her passport into the regions where other women dared not tread: shame, despair, solitude. These had been her teachers, stern and wild ones, and they had made her strong, but taught her much amiss. So, people, we can see this is the part of the text which goes to indicate what had made her very much stronger. The writer says three, four words that she has been living in a world which was full of shame, full of despair, full of solitude. In such a world, Hester has spent a lot of time, and while spending time in that way, she has gained strength as well. So, other women possibly didn't pass through this situation through which Hester has passed, and so she has gained a lot of attention, a lot of progress, a lot of power out of that, and that is why she's changing. Let us see more how does she change while following through the text. Let's go into it and find out another passage which goes to relate what is the power or the strength she has got. For example, here Do I feel joy again? Cried he, wondering at himself. Methought the germ of it was dead in me, O Hester. Thou art my bearer angel. I seem to have flung myself, sin stained and sorrow blackened, down upon these forest leaves, and to have risen up all made anew, and with new powers to glorify him that hath been merciful. This is already the better life. Why did we not find it sooner? So here is the part of the text which is at least one source of satisfaction and empowerment for that woman, that because of her love, because of this meeting, because of their strength of these two characters, that they had faced the situation, it has lent power to Dimmesdale, and Dimmesdale is feeling that he could have reverted back to her, he could have taken care of her, he could have become a person who can live in this world and can enjoy his life, but he did not, without the encouragement from Hester's side. And today, if Hester has done so, she has encouraged him. She is ready to tell to him that it's possible that they can feel the joy of their life by leaving this place and transferring or migrating themselves from this place to the other. They can make their life better, and that is why he's also encouraging Hester that it is possible the joy can return. And rather, he's up to some extent sad why he didn't think about prior to this. So in this way, this is the first source of power which Hester is going to feel. And let us see more what is there and how the manifestation of that power is there. The writer says, so speaking, she undid the clasp that fastened the scarlet ladder, and taking it from her bosom, threw it into the distance among the withered leaves. The mystic token alighted on the hither verge of the stream. With a hand's breadth further flight, it would have fallen into the water, and have given and have give the little brook another woe to carry onward besides the unintelligible tale which it still kept murmuring about. But there lay the embroidered ladder, glittering like a lost jewel, which some ill-fated wanderer might pick up and thenceforth be haunted by strange phantom of guilt, singing of the heart and unaccountable fortune. We can see here the power, the level of power, the strength that Hester is feeling, that all of a sudden she came towards her scarlet letter, which was embroidered and clasped to her chest. She opened it and threw it with such a force that it fell very close to the banks of the brook or the river which was around them, and that brook stayed, that scarlet letter stayed there. Now this is the activity which Hester could not perform for 7 years complete, because she was alone, because she was solitary, because she didn't have the strength. And today, because of the meeting with Dimmesdale, she has found this strength and she has thrown it away, though it has not fallen directly into the water of the brook. So it is to survive there, it's the indication. And the writer also says that possibly someone would pick it up and again the story will continue. But whatever the case may be, Hester's show of power after meeting Dimmesdale is exhibited here, that the thing which caused all pain and suffering to her and her daughter has been thrown away by her. So throwing away the scarlet letter means throwing away the attitude of the society, the decision of the society, the shame, the problem the society created. That is what she wants to change herself and remove everything like that from her life to make it as good as possible. So that is why the letter has been thrown. So let's see more. How does the chapter close with this information? That is the chapter number 18. And when we enter into 19, there's very little to be discussed in this chapter. I just want to point out one thing about this chapter, that Hester, after doing this, calls her daughter to come and meet Dimmesdale, and to show to her daughter that Dimmesdale would be loving to her. Though Dimmesdale, up to some extent, tries to avoid this and is shy, because he says that children have been afraid of him because of his condition, so Pearl may not be liking him. And Pearl is, of course, is called by the mother to come and sit beside the priest, but Pearl refuses to do so. For a long time, she stays on the other side of the brook instead of coming close to her mother, because she sees that the side which mother used to give her, or Pearl used to occupy the side of her mother, there is someone else also sitting, and so she does not come. When she is forced to come, she starts weeping and crying, and there is no reason why she is crying. Ultimately, Hester understands that she is feeling a difference in her mother, because Hester had thrown the scarlet letter away. So all this activity is ununderstandable to the child, and child continues to weep as strongly as possible. So Hester goes once again there and picks up the a scarlet letter and reattaches it to her bosom, and then the child, stops weeping and crying. So this is the return of the girl also, along with the return of the scarlet letter to her bosom once again. So there may be another chance when this is to be thrown. It means that once something bad has happened to a woman, it does not leave her altogether, though she makes many efforts, but still the marks of that bad thing will continue to exist, as it is the case with this current situation, that Pearl couldn't accept her mother along with the Dimmesdale or along with that scarlet letter. Without that scarlet, she couldn't recognize her. She was so upset that she started to weep, and that is why it is once again picked up and reattached. So this is the video today, and it has two chapters have ended with that, 18 and 19. Next time meeting you in some with us next video for the benefit of the students. Hope to see you again. I think you have up to some extent understood the things which I have tried to talk to you people. So do not fail to hit the subscribe button as well as the like button. Put your comments or any other questions if possible. I may be seeing it and answering. So till that time, keep happy, keep strong, and keep loving as well. So that's it from me. Thank you for watching.